All right, everyone, welcome back to the No Logic tournament. We have game 2 of Amarith versus Bread-kun. And our runners are off. I'm Chex Human, and I'm joined by Leaf.
Hi, Chex.
And our runners both start in Link's house and find just a small key.
I want to say it was a minor small key. We apologize for the layout and the tracking. We'll get that sorted out as soon as possible.
That's right. We are showing tracking from the previous game. So we'll see if anyone's around to get our tracker situated. In the meantime, both of our runners are making the same play. We learn about Green Pendant Hera.
You know, that's not normally a dungeon I want to see as a pendant in No Logic, because there's a good chance we're clearing it anyways.
Yeah.
Because we kind of want Boulder Marina.
Yeah, it is interesting, though, because we can essentially get a green pendant fairly easily. We get the minor map. That's a good map to have.
And we're getting a swim clip over toward back of escape from Amarith.
All right. Here we go. We're actually in game 2 now, Leaf. I'm pretty excited for this race. So, here we go.
Oh, interesting. We got back of escape.
There's a glove at the dam for Amarith.
Glove at the dam is a good find. And thank you to the SpeedGaming helper for getting us synced up and getting everything cleared up. And I believe other Tom is able to join us here for tracking now. So,
thanks for joining.
And hey, that's a free moon pearl.
It's free as long as you go to the dam, which isn't guaranteed. But it is very rare to miss that.
I'm trying to think the last time I didn't route in the dam, and it's like, I kind of route like Amarith does here, so. Meanwhile, Bread gave us a kind of traditional graveyard ledge into Houlihan. Resources are just too important early.
Uh-oh. Amarith is starting to miss mini mold arms. Here we go. All good. Bread-kun also going to dam. Oh, here's a sword. Nice early sword. Small key to Hera. Maybe the most valuable small key in the game.
For No Logic, I think it could be. Because you can use it in Swamp.
Okay. Amarith is not going for this glitch this time. We'll see if Bread-kun does it. It's a door juke to King's Tomb.
Meanwhile, we're going to Hobo with Amarith. Honestly, I don't blame Bread for going back for that full magic drop.
Mm-hmm. Can be a little interesting. If you want to do a green spin YBA or a green YBA, you have to be able to you have to have some magic used or empty. Sometimes there's a situation where you can't get rid of magic. Okay, here we go. King's Tomb has a blue mail for Bread.
So not the worst thing to have left in the entrance, but it's a nice thing that Bread has now. Amarith's struggling just a little bit with this swim clip.
Yeah, this will take her to Ice Rod Cave. So we're getting a fake flipper from Bread. What's next for him? Alright, as I thought, it's the Pond of Happiness. Time to upgrade our bombs.
I swear, we see this cave more in this game mode than any other.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Amarith got the swim clip to Ice Road Cave. 20
Good.
bombs. That's enough bombs for now.
So, uh-oh. Oh, that's funny. I didn't think of using a bomb there. I was like, what is this bomb gonna do on this wall? Of course, that frees Amarith. That's perfect. Yeah, so usually I do a sword out and then tap up. Oh, I'm not sure if she
was
lost her water
arming
walk.
with new water walk, just in case.
Okay,
Desert Big Key.
why not?
Power Para.
That's convenient. That can be kind of helpful.
If we can get... I know we can do things to get to Thieves Town from Desert. That can be useful.
Hey, early hook shot.
That looks like a big key.
I'll be curious if Bread-kun gets that hook shot soon. Alright, Amarith sees 50 rupees. Will she go for it or just decide her next play? No, time for the next play.
And Bread going for the Dark World.
Yeah, this is a Death Mountain descent. Yeah, a different route than I normally see, but it gets us there.
I mean, we have an early Moon Pearl, so normal routing kind of actually goes out the window here, doesn't it, Chex?
Yeah, I just meant dash lines were different. So, Amarith, I mean, here's an open portal with gloves, but she doesn't have a hammer, so she'll have to use a bomb clip to get out of this enclosed space.
Waiting for that zero to fly in close enough to hook shot it.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. All right, so 2 hearts. So one thing about the Dark World is enemies do 2 hearts of damage, so we have to be very careful about where we leap off of ledges. Wow. Okay, I'm scared, but it's all good. We got a heart from the grass. Yeah, so this is pretty dangerous. But we're into Hype Cave, and Bread-kun is into Thieves.
Is there any enemy that does less than 2 hearts? That's a cane.
Yo, very nice.
That okay,
a
we call
bottle?
Hype Cave for a reason today.
Yeah, very nice. And extra mail upgrade.
That's actually really nice for Amarith, who didn't have the blue mail from King's Tomb.
Yeah. Okay, so we're very much in danger, and I'm not panicking at all.
I mean, I'll say both of these runners are Semi-experienced at cross keys, and this is normal.
Yes. So we could potentially, hey, nice heart drop. I was gonna say we could potentially hit that statue up for apples, but Amarith didn't go for that.
Does that bonking that statue drops apples like it's a tree?
Yeah, it's an apple tree.
That's fantastic.
The one surrounded by a small moat, like a ring of water.
You see, this is why I like being in a voice call with you. You know all sorts of things about this game, Jax.
It's helpful because sometimes you want to go to Swamp Palace with full hearts, and that's a good way to get them. Okay, Bread-kun, coming out of Thieves Town, is in Light World still. Never made a Dark World transition. I like this outline that Amarith is making.
Oh no, what it was Bread-kun took the death in Thieves Town to get fake Light World state.
Okay, yeah, I just made that up. Okay, thank you for the correction.
It's actually a fairly common route that I've seen him use before, is if he can get access to Thieves Town, he'll do Thieves Town into Kakariko.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Going and get a look at our Meyer medallion.
Okay, we cleared the glitchy rain, but we have no Dark World maps yet. We see Quake is required for entry. Our runners might want Quake. It's not hard required to get through the seed, but they might want it.
Meyer medallion's kind of high on the quality of life list.
Oh, I thought someone got a Meyer map. I'm surprised Amarith doesn't have it.
I think that was on Bread's path earlier. That's a Meyer big key.
Yeah, that's quite nice. Oh! Okay. Amarith map wrapped by accident.
That's not the hardest thing to do on that ledge if you're not careful.
Yeah. Maybe she was going for Village of Outcasts, doing an upward teleport?
Yeah, she was looking for the upward teleport to Village.
Yeah, okay. Well, that could still be next, maybe. Oh, here it is. It's in Sanctuary, right? Yeah, this is her first trip into Sanctuary. So that's where that map is. That's why I was surprised.
Okay.
And now we finally have like Northwest Northwest Light World checks from our runners.
See, this is why I like no logic, is you can route any way you want.
Yeah, this is so true.
One day I will figure out how to do that spin speed clip for DMA. I've been playing glitches for 3 years and I still just have boots clip my way in. Are we getting
I would.
Bread?
It's not just learning it that's helpful, but also timing it. Just see what works best for you. But it is also nice to avoid squirrels and rocks. This is Bread. Yeah, I didn't see Amarith go here. We saw in game 1. Did she do that? Okay.
It was happening as we were getting the episodes changed.
Yeah. Oh, so a big key of Eastern is here. Okay, that's nice. Oh, and this is something we saw from Bread last game as well. It's a juke, and it will take us to the pyramid. And this is a tough trick. Bread gets it. So he's juked the door, then a transition left takes him one tile over. And he should be leaving this room. There it goes.
That's a really... If you can actually pull that one off, that's a really good routing option.
It's not that good for routing, I have to say, because it only gives you this one item.
Because you're still at the world state.
Yeah. Yeah. But it is kind of nice if you want to go back to the left. But this can be an interesting route.
Ooh, with glove, it actually is pretty effective.
Yeah, you get to lift that rock. And here's Amarith's King's Tomb, and this will get her a mail upgrade up to red.
I'm still not convinced that red mail is the best thing at this exact moment with no mirror.
Yeah, it's a rough situation for sure to have red mail and no mirror, but
at least we only have 5 hearts.
That's rando. Yeah. Alright, escape for Bread-kun.
That bow on pyramid is actually a really nice find as well.
Yeah, that is quite nice. Not to mention we just found Eastern Big Key, so that's a dungeon available to us without any problem.
If Bread gets to Waterfall Ferry, that's a stock push kit.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Bread would sit index yet.
Oh yeah, we don't have an index set. I forget about that stuff.
No problem. Also, I don't. Yeah, there's Death Hole as a possibility, but no one has really employed that as the main method. Okay. Anywho, oh, nice clip for Amarith. I've never seen anyone take a back step to do that clip. That was interesting. All right, this is a valuable key.
Yes, it is.
And that allows us to traverse Cave State. It's one of the keys that allow us to open doors in Cave State. So it's usually pretty valuable because we always know where that key is. Ooh, interesting spin for Amarith. Baiting Moldorm. And the hook shot gave iframes. So the spin landed on the tail. Oh, yeah, good. Excuse me?
I was like, Bread accidentally gets an upward teleport, and I'm like, it travel you all the way up to the top of the ledge.
I just noticed my music was too loud, but I am enjoying the soundtrack of A 1,000 Year Door. Oh, okay. A lot is going on here. Bread-kun is doing door juke to get into the big key chest room more quickly. Amarith is doing paradox. Oh, what happened to Bread?
I don't know.
Oh, I know what happened. I think he's saving and quitting because he landed on EG. And that can happen if you push the wrong way after the juke. Because you land on a rail and you need to... I guess you need to push up onto the catwalk. And I'm not sure Bread did that. Yeah. So Powder is an index setter, so we might use that for hook pushing potentially, and I didn't notice that before. So that can be used in combination with an item like red boomerang or ice rod, and Mr. Byers calling that heavy sparkles. So that is what you could use potentially. I'm not sure what Bread's toolkit is, but that would be a thing that one could do. Hookshot is in the waterfall ferry. Oh. We have to be flush with Link's house to get that dash. Okay, so now it's Amarith's play for Hyrule Castle.
We'll have an option of one extra check over Bread because we did find the cape on Spiral, but it's also a fairly slow check to grab the front of Castle Tower.
Oh, and with cape we can get in through the front door. And Bread is into Eastern Palace, so this will be a sort of no more glitches clear. We did see an attempt at Big Key.
We did get the Big Key on a second attempt.
Oh, second attempt. Got it.
And then took a death warp to get back to the entrance.
Okay. Alright, no fire source for Bread-kun, but that's not a problem. He quickly gets the key, but is taking damage. No problem, he's out of the room. Okay, Amarith is gonna take some damage and is setting up a death warp. So we have to be a little careful. One thing to note is green guards do more damage if you have red mail, because they always ignore your mail upgrades. The red mail blues. Alright, into the Armos fight, we have the top strat for Bread. Oop! One arrow went left. Can we save it? An Ice Rod is at Armos. So that's interesting. It's a pendant, unfortunately.
So, pendant Eastern, pendant Harrow.
Yeah.
I mean, finding the pendants is not the worst, because then you finally know what you need to get if you don't find enough maps.
Yeah. And I'm starting to wonder if Desert will be a pendant too.
The thought crossed my mind.
Our runners might go there soon, but
this looks like
we'll
a beach town from Amarith, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I would agree, since she has Moon Pearl, but that's okay. There could be some advantage to this I'm not thinking of.
Allow opening Thieves Town would be the advantage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. We don't have Big Key. Okay, excuse me. Yeah. So now Bread-kun makes it to the Hype Cave, and we'll be picking up a bottle and cane. Yeah, that was it, of course. So, that was the plan all along, of course. That's why we checked Front of Escape first. and Amarith is able to use her red or green potion to get into Thieves Town. And that big key from the ball and chain discard can be used to open these doors.
And that was a piece of heart, because we just got a heart refill on Amarith.
Ah, that's convenient. I saw Crystal Turtle Rock. And did we see a Mire Crystal? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, so those are two tough dungeons as crystals, Mire and T-Rock. There's only one more pendant remaining.
Outside of getting into Mire, we actually are pretty well loaded for Mire. We have Cane and Big Key, so we could actually clear Vanilla if we so chose.
Right. We would just need that Wake Medallion if we want to use the Big Key.
And even if we didn't want to use that Big Key, we have the Eastern Big Key too.
Yeah, that's a good thing, for sure. So this is Bread-kun's check of Misery Mire Overworld. Ooh, heavy sparkles. So the red boomerang. The red boom is in the attic. A little bit more information. We see Thieves will be a crystal. Bread finds that out before saving and quitting. What's the next play? I know the light world's not complete yet if Bread chooses to do that.
This looks like desert to me.
It does, yeah.
And we can spin YBA for getting to land mode with the green.
Yeah, and with Cane, the desert's a great choice. Oh, Bee in a Bottle's here. I didn't notice that.
We've not been there yet. That's our first time being here.
That's pretty funny. So here we go. With Cane in hand, Bread could do some fun things, going to Swamp or Thieves Town.
Meanwhile, I've got bright, pretty colors for this blind fight.
Yeah, it's an LSD blind, not done just for swag. It's to keep this door open.
Mm-hmm. Money on the library. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a fairly low rupee relative to usual game for both of our runners. All right. Yeah, Red will continue south into desert. Desert ledge, we pick it up. It's a single arrow. That's 10 arrows followed by 1 arrow for Bread. Okay, yeah, so Bread is going to Swamp, in this case directly to Argus. You can tell from taking damage multiple times at the Pimo statue. So he'll be going for... Nope, we don't want a heart. We want only 1 heart. Or do we want it? Okay, we want it. Who am I kidding?
I mean, we can pick it up. I was ready for it to be Sankard, though.
Yeah. That would have been a lot more humorous. But here we go. Okay. So, Bread's setting up for what's called Death Hole, and through some crazy navigation, we'll be getting to Argus, excuse me. Okay. So we're not doing that. We're going to Thieves.
Was that Death Warp to get back to...
It very well might be. At this point, we have to do that. So this is a pretty good way to handle the attic, which is out of the way. Another idea could be to use the green potion and just complete Thieves through desert.
I actually like that. Bread just stole the Thieves small to use in desert.
Yeah, that's another good thing about using Samaria, because we can get to right side quickly. And here we go with another damage down to 1 heart. We do have to be careful. Bread needs to get to 1/4 heart. So here he goes. 1, 2 quarters, and 3 quarters. There we go. So now he's down to 1/4 heart. And so the next bomb will cause a fairy revive if we transition at the same time, falling into a hole. Oh! I saw the bomb did not drop. Here it goes. Uh-oh. Whoa. That's bad.
That's bad.
Okay. That's unfortunate. Why did that happen? Usually that happens because you have something in slot 0 left over.
The cane block.
Right? Yeah.
He didn't detonate his cane block.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He loses progress, and there's a chance at data corruption. And we'll just hope that doesn't happen. So, yeah, like Mr. Byer said, he did Death Warp, and so that is a positive thing. And we do need to destroy our cane blocks or whatever's in slot 0. Any ancilla in slot 0 will cause a hard lock. So we got what's called the Randomizer blue screen, and I think that's a safeguard. I'm personally a little surprised that happened, because I never destroy my cane block. It always despawns as long as I go down far enough. I do like that Bread is killing both enemies, because that guy on the right is so annoying. It has ruined my setups in the past. So it's so much more safe. Oh no! Bread, please. He doesn't go down far enough, that's the thing. Or maybe it's fine. I won't worry.
Alright, we worked that time.
I was sort of like imagining the block was there. Oh, I see what you're saying, Byer. Okay, now I explained it wrong. That means that helps me understand what I'm doing anyway. So that's good to know. And we get a funny Argus fight. Very good. Argus is down. Okay, interesting.
Or our desert pendant.
Imagine that.
Did anybody have... So, that means we have a vanilla pendant layout. Outside of the green pendant being on Hera.
Yeah, it's reverse pendant order. Damn. And we're using Bombos on the magic bat. Let's see. Nothing from that. However, powder. Just a map.
You know what else is great about Death Hole? We
What's
get to keep the save and continue menu up the entire time.
Yeah, I love that.
I think we have a channel in the Glitch Discord for the best text boxes.
Yeah, we do. Okay, now it's Bread-kun's turn to do Light World water checks. And Amarith is finally doing South Kakariko. And I guess all of Kakariko.
I'll admit, the biggest thing I'm surprised at so far is we haven't had either runner clip over to Pod.
Right, that's a really good point. That's such a dense location. We normally see that in the first half hour from somebody.
Well, especially when we have, in Bread's case, where we have that bow, it makes it even easier to clear.
Yeah. It's just not happening in this seed because we have Moon Pearl and both runners have gone to the real Dark World. So there is Hookshot for Bread. I'm sure he's okay with that because it's hook push potential. It's not too late into the seed to see that, so I'd say that's not a bad thing.
And we're getting a Zora pickup from Bread as well.
So we're also getting, we're damaging down in Amarith's side. So this looks like it might be a play for the right side. Setting up a quadrant glitch. And now Death Mountain for Bread.
That early Moon Pearl really did mess with the kind of traditional order people do things in.
Yeah, for sure. Still in the light world on Bread's side. So Amarith takes it slow, but does get the trick. And she gets the nice camera scroll, so we do get to see what we get. Just a small key to Ganon's tower. And a compass.
And now Red Mail, doing what it does best.
Yeah, protect us from our own death warps. It's kind of interesting. Amarith is clearing desert even with the P indicator.
I think that
No
was the
fire
I don't have
source?
fire realization.
Yeah. Yeah, that's too bad. But she's not kicked out yet because she can still do a sword spin YBA. Meanwhile, Brad is going to unlock thieves as well. Oh, here we go. It's going to be full graphical corruption on Amarith's side. There it is. But we do get to fight Landmo in this state.
Ooh, Bread misses the YBA.
So the bomb timer allows Brad to set up and find Link's position in the deep door. But the problem is it's still a YBA, and he has to hit the two buttons on the same frame. There's a chance that won't happen.
There's the running joke with these two and me that the hardest trick in no logic is pushing two buttons on the same frame.
It is too hard, yeah. So Brad is looking for the bomb to explode. So as soon as we see the first frame of explosion, there we go. Brad is in position to do up and Y on the same frame. It does work. We get the full heal from the green potion. So there we go. Alright, how's this Landmo fight going? It seems like it's a bit of a challenge because we don't have any rods or anything.
The only thing Amarith has to fight with is a fighter sword.
Now she takes it down. That's good. Will she grab the pendant? Yes. So that is 2 pendants for Amarith.
And for Bread.
For Bread as well? I wasn't sure.
Bread has the desert pendant through Argus.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. That's how we know that. We get the same LSD blind effect on Bread's side. And that, again, keeps the door open. And now he gets to unlock the dungeon from the other side.
He didn't have to go through to Attic because he actually did it from Desert State earlier.
Yeah.
So, really convenient part of the route for him there.
Yeah, and he already cleared the front. Now Amarith gets some information. And I don't know yet how much they need to know to find out about Eastern, basically. We're not quite there yet, I don't think. Alright, so Brett just needed to walk back into Thieves, pick up the crystal. And he's on to the next play. Amarith. I didn't see her travel over here, but it's a place called Shot Cave.
It was a standard OWG access.
Yeah.
That's a nice big key to have.
It really is, yeah. We will want that. And Amarith is going into T-Rock, so we can use it immediately. Actually, before we use it, will we be using an STC?
That
Yeah.
might be why we're damaging down. It's
Yeah.
gonna take another pile of bombs.
Well, we can use a pokey or a skull to take us down, basically. I'm not sure if Amarith will be doing that. Uh-oh. I don't think we meant to do that. Okay.
This looks like taking advantage of the mistake and going for chain chomp.
Yeah. And even without Fire Rod, we can check the Fire Rod locked chests. If we do a North Samaria near that room. Oh, now it's time for Pod on Bread's side. So Bread will be the first runner to check this area. And we don't want to have low hearts here, but that's just how it goes on Amarith's side. We have a bit of a dangerous pokey fight. Okay, she'll be safe and just use bombos. That's pretty good, but we're low on magic. That's okay, though. Alright, in Cave State, Bread can open any door he wants.
And since he has the Hyrule Castle big key, he can also open big key stuff.
Yeah, just like in Thieves Town. Hey, Mirror is here. That's good.
That makes the statue drag even easier.
Yes, that's true. That's so much better. So we did what's called an underworld map wrap on Bread's side. That's what happens when we go from Spectacle Rock to Pod. Oh, Amarith fighting this with Fighter Sword's pretty good. And also not dying when touching it. Dolpho's skull. Mitts are in Pod. Okay. Amarith gets to the North Samaria, and a transition east will take us to Brawler Room.
The Meyer Medallion.
Oh, that is the Meyer Medallion. What? Right. Quake. That is a good thing. Very good. We can now clear with no problem. Amarith still hasn't done big chest or big key chest.
Might be doing a trip to at least Crystal, if not Laser Bridge as well. One thing that is interesting to note is we're not going to have a key to open the door toward Trinex.
Yeah. Not right now, anyway. We don't even have either rod, so it's not really a concern right now, I would say. We can open that door through the use of Samaria, potentially. It's an option available if our runners know about that.
Amarith unfortunately doesn't have the magic to summon her Samaria platform.
Yeah.
Which is where that item Bread just picked up would be really nice.
It would be. So half magic is in Pod. Big Key of Thieves is in Pod, so that's slightly unfortunate that both of our runners didn't get that earlier, it would have maybe saved time. That's okay. Especially for Bread, since he missed a YBA to get into Thieves. Okay, Amarith is farming magic. This is good. And she's going for a Death Warp again. So, I'm not sure she knows about the route to get to the Pokey one. The thing to do here is to dupe this chest like we're seeing. Yep, there we go. We get 2 big keys of Skullwoods. We don't need to do that. And then the thing to do is to bonk the rail and go over to the left. And that'll take us to Pokey 1. And we can steal their key. But that's not what Amarith is doing. Meanwhile, we have the statue drag to Helma for her Bread. And a blue boomerang is in the big chest of T-Rock. Alright, the bow made the Helma fight easier for Bread. So we're 50 minutes into the seed, and no one has a sword upgrade.
I like the pod key on Helma.
Of course.
I mean, there is the running jokes from the community that there's always a pod key in pod.
I think one of my races had like 3 keys. It was very silly. Leaf, do you remember where the sword was?
The sword we picked up was in left chest mini Molder Cave.
Oh yeah, Mini Moldorm Cave. Okay. So that is tree warpable for anyone who knows how to use tree warp. We could upgrade that sword if needed. Not sure we'll see that in this race, but it's a possibility. Aha, so Amarith gets this key, finally. And now she has that available for later. But will Amarith continue? I would if I were in her shoes, because Laser Bridge is still there.
As faster is honestly faster to go through Laser Bridge than to save and quit and go to Laser Bridge from the overworld.
Yeah.
As much fun as it is to watch a runner perform the dance on the overworld to get to the Laser Bridge door.
Yeah, it is.
That clip to do mirrorless Turtle Rock is actually the first glitch I ever learned.
Wow. That is very interesting, Leaf, because that is one of the more recent ways to get into Turtle Rock. And it's kind of tricky. So good on you for learning it that way.
It was the kind of complicated trick that got me interested in glitches, so it worked.
Nice.
Clip from Magic Shop to go turn in Green Pendant, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Just a map.
A map that's not even useful to us.
It's not even useful. And by the way, we know all the pendants, so we know all the crystals as a result. And I am kind of curious if Bread will go to the pedestal, but we're not seeing that right now.
I'd expect maybe seeing a ped pull from the Skullwoods clear, especially where he has a mirror. But first, we kind of need a fire run for that. Actually, the problem is more, we need a fire source for that.
Oh yeah, we have no fire source yet. Alright, so Bread is going to ice. That's nice. I would encourage Bread and Amarith both to learn the fast to get to Ice Palace. Funny auto swim thing. It's a way to get fake flippers from the shop area. From the north, let's say, not from the shop. That way you don't have to go to the South Shore. Alright, so here's Aunt Marith's first trip into K45. There's a bottle here.
Runners don't typically feel pretty good about finding that an hour in.
Yeah, but that's okay.
How more convenient it is.
I think it's okay, because
absolutely.
Having 2 bottles is more of a late game thing. Actually, no, I take that back, because it is helpful to save trips to the potion shop to have multiple bottles.
Try and figure out what Amarith's thinking now.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because she's chasing vultures. This is not quite...
I wonder if this is the, what do I do now? Move around like I know what I'm doing for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I'll admit, I'm guilty of I'm trying to think what to do next.
Yeah. She's definitely not stuck. But it's just like, what's the best play? I'm not really sure. I think it's farming, because she has 0 bombs. And she can do it.
My value pack.
It's gonna happen. I'm not sure what order it is, but she'll get that 8 bomb drop at some point from the Geldman.
Is that the actual enemy name?
Yeah, Geldman. There it is.
That initial money spent on bomb upgrades from Bread has paid off pretty heavily.
Yeah, I almost thought that we would see another trip, but I think, what is it, 20 is his max? It's probably enough.
20 is normally enough.
Yeah. Yo, fire rod for Bread at Freezor chest. Perfect.
We need a sword.
Yes. So, once Bread finds a sword, that would probably be go mode.
I mean, we kind of like to see some more tools, because, like, Bread doesn't have the Maya Medallion, for example, so we'd have to do a bunch of YBAs to get around stuff.
Alright, we'll see a spin YBA to get to Cold Stare. I wonder if he has a blue potion. There it is. Did he press select? Now, yep, there's the select button. Whoa! That was different. That camera scroll was faster than I'm familiar with. But it's fine.
And if you ever need item density and have some form of tools, this is a good place to be for Amarith.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Ganon's Tower. And... okay. Yeah, so where was Bombo's medallion? So, Ice Rod, by the way, is on Cold Stare, so Bread loses the advantage that he had from going to Pendant Armos to get that. As there are 2 rods placed in the pool.
I'm trying to think where that Bombos was. I remember calling it out, too.
Yeah, that's pretty big for Bread. And we know... yeah, okay. Oh, so it's not that big if they both have Bombos. Amarith used it on Pokies. Thank you, yes. That's right. I knew that.
Right.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Alright, so Amarith is in GT. Of course, like you said, it has several locations. What is it, 27 chests? There it is. We see it in the compass.
Although, in this exact case, We don't actually have that many checks we can do.
No.
We can get. I believe what we're about to see is a STC type trick, a door juke.
Yeah, it'll be a bomb juke. And Kane could be used if she wants to, but we'll see. Okay, so here we go. Brad is in Skullwoods. And yeah, it's not a problem. He doesn't have to do anything special. We're not going to be hook pushing. I don't think we'll be seeing that. Brad is going to search the area. And he does have the opportunity to check pedestal for a vanilla master sword. That's what I want to see. I'm not totally sure why Amarith is creeping up on the door. One thing she could do is just push into the door frame next to the door and then move up or down.
The Amarith is running out of bombs here too.
Yeah, this is a little bit tight at this point. Still possible. Now I think it's not enough to do reasonably. Oh, yes, Kane. Like I mentioned before, we can do this with Kane. So it's essentially a block juke, but not an STC. So let's see that happen. Looks like she's making progress. All right, we have the moth fight for Brad. Yeah, there we go. Amarith gets the juke in the transition left. I'm not really sure what's happening on Amarith's screen. Yeah.
And there's another crystal for Bread.
Oh, there we go. And we know that Brad has taken down Argus, but he doesn't have the swamp crystal. I wonder if that will be next. Oh,
Next,
yeah. Time for a ped check.
You don't see this often in No Logic.
The blind fed full. Here we go. It's a small key to Ice Palace. We don't want that anymore.
I don't really want that in the first place.
We don't really care now. I'm glad we heard the pedestal pull music. That was fun. Pain locked. Thank you, Tam. Alright, Amarith is shopping now. Preparing some potions for her next play. I wonder what that will be. Maybe she wants a... Oh. Okay. Yeah, as I thought, she might want a blue because I think she's thinking Ice Palace at this point. Oh, Bread. So Bread, could it be? Yes, it is. This will be a tree warp for Bread-kun. So a tree warp will allow Bread to refill the chests in Mini Moldarm Cave, and then he'll get an upgrade to the sword. I did this in this exact manner because in one of my races, because it also had a sword. Or no, sorry, a bottle.
It looks like Amarith is doing Ice Palace.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ooh, no bombs though. This is a little sketchy. Okay. Oh, okay. That's kind of rough.
Luckily,
but I bet she'll go to...
Rico.
Yeah, she'll just go buy bombs here. Bread, what is happening? All right, we slashed some bushes, but now we are in Dark World. And yes, this is our tree warp setup continued. Will be, okay. So what does Bread want to do here? Bread is going to be filling enemy slots, sprite slots that is. And so he wants to fill them in a particular way to load. It'll load a wall master in a grabbed state, so you immediately get grabbed, and this will take you back to your last entrance, which was Mini Moldarm Cave. Uh-oh, we have an escaped chicken. Abort, abort. Yeah, if this goes wrong, you want to redo everything, basically. Because what we're trying to do here is control all the sprites. And I believe what we want to load is a sprite into the 15th slot. Or is it slot 15? I'm not sure. But regardless, we want things to go in order. We can't load into slot 14 because that will cause a crash. We really don't want that. Not another crash. All right, Bread-kun, this looks okay, right? What's happening here?
I'll admit, I'm just mesmerized because I've actually never seen a tree warp in action.
Yeah, this is it. I think Bread is doing it right, although I might have missed something that's going wrong. So Bread wants to get knocked by the thief. There it is. The fade out means it worked. We've reloaded Mini Moldarm Cave. And I don't know what it is about the data situation that refills the chests, but that's what happens. Meanwhile,
Hey, we have a spare Harrismall now.
Okay, very nice. We can use the one by accident, or go into the basement. But I
highly doubt we'll see either of those.
yeah. Well, but the question remains: how are we going to clear Swamp Palace? I'm not really sure. Amarith, meanwhile, is working on Ice Palace. This is good. This is how she'll probably get both rods, which is going to be 2 of the 3 things she needs, along with a sword.
I'm trying to. Can you do a Samaria hook push with a powder index?
Well, not really. No, because, well, yes, we can, but we have to set up the powder in a certain way. So we could use a ledge pog for that, or we could load powder into slot 2 and then save and quit at a certain moment. Okay, so meanwhile, Bread is going into Mire via desert. Oh, here we go. That is funny. I don't know how to feel about that. That kind of wasted a bit of time for Bread, but at least he has tempered now. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it'd be hard to say that Bread would do this in any other way.
I mean,
maybe if we had
do a fighter sword above Vitreous.
Yeah, maybe if we had silver arrows, it would be like, maybe we'd go to Vitreous first. Yeah. Alright. Bombos ready. Here we go. Amarith will get Fire Rod here. There it is.
Meyer looks really cool in desert tile set.
I appreciate the floor tiles when you enter. Okay. Vitreous fight. What are we doing here? Cape. Yeah, that's a tempered fight.
I mean, when you have tempered, just make use of it.
Yep.
So if my math is correct, we now have 4 crystals and 6 crystal bosses killed. Because Bread does have the Ice Palace clear.
Right. Yeah, that's not shown, but yeah, Bread has completed Ice Palace.
Big shout out to Other Tom for tracking today. So.
What does Amarith want to do here?
Not die.
Yeah. She'll need magic power. Yeah, this might be a bit of an issue. No, she's getting chased by a freezer. This is always the issue. When you're low on resources, this guy starts getting in your way. Okay,
Looking
yeah.
at that magic meter, that's some magic.
Here's the ledge pog for Bread-kun. This will be taking advantage of powder to set index. That didn't go right. Oh, that's right. Amarith has Bombos, so that'll be the way to deal with Cold Stare. So what Bread wants to do is do 2 bow shots and then a bow dash, and then switch to powder and hold left here. There we go. So we got a fake powder to occur, and it allowed us to walk and use powder at the same time. So that's good because that sets our index briefly, and then it stops when we hit a transition. And so it stops at a high number. And now that's good for slot 9 Samaria attempt. Yeah, I should have guessed that that would be what Brad would go for. This will be the fastest way to get this crystal because it's only 1 room away from the entrance. That is the crystal. I'm sorry. There's an intense fight happening. I can't talk.
Yeah, this Cold Stare fight is not going how Amarith wants it to.
Yeah, we don't have that much magic. Okay, this looks good for Bread. Bread got a slot 9 block. So what Bread wants to do is transition to the right. Oh no, Amarith takes a death. Okay, so when Bread transitions to the right, I hope he gets it. He might need to set distance again. All right, he'll try again at that. Oh no, why are we leaving? That's not good. Bread should not have left there. What if Bread needed to try again? What he really should have done is do another dust block and then explode and then set distance again with a sword slash. And because we could still use that slot 9 block that was on screen. It's possible it wasn't a slot 9 block, but I think it was. Yeah, I think it had to be. Yeah, rough go for both runners, but really tough for Amarith. And another issue is she's working on maybe Swamp right now, so she'll still be searching for Ice Rod.
And so unfortunately, we know where the Ice Rods are.
Yeah, where both of them are. And it's not Swamp. But we'll see what Amarith goes for next. Okay. Bread sets up a high index once again. I think. I kind of missed it.
To my understanding, there was a high index set?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you jump that ledge again, he's got it.
Oh, Amarith has to get... I would have gone upstairs to the mini motor room on the 3rd floor and gotten the bomb to do a bomb setup on when you want to keep that key.
All right. Here we go.
And we got it.
Yeah, so this is Mothula's boss super tile. I don't know. I tried to explain this and I kept stopping. But yeah, since Mothula is dead, this crystal will drop because the game thinks that we don't have the crystal. Well, our dungeon ID, it doesn't matter what the game thinks. The dungeon ID is Swamp, so a crystal drops because the boss is defeated in that room. Anyway, I don't need to explain that. Oh, Bread is going for it again. So Bread is now preparing for another push, and I'm not sure what that will be. Indeed, Amarith is going into Swamp. She's setting up a dash citrus. And she needs to go one more frame. There we go. And then an up left. This will teleport her down. Did she get it? Oh no. I'm not sure what went wrong there. I didn't really see the pixels. But she'll go again. Okay. So, okay. Oh. Now wait a second. Bread doesn't have Quake, so what he's gonna do is set up a dungeon ID swap. And I would do this in his shoes as well. He's in go mode. He's not going to look for a medallion. And this will be a dungeon ID swap of Darkness into Mire. And we do need to start from pod. And we can do a dungeon ID swap in one tile in the underworld, and that is transitioning through the throne room door. So
He's forgotten to set cape pod state.
Yeah, there's a couple of issues here. Yes, we do need to be in pod for this to work. Yeah, there's a little bit going on here. I'm not sure if he'll delete the door. I would do that if I were in his shoes. And in this state, we can delete the door. But if we see him continue, then that's not good. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we wanted to do. Just delete the door. So we didn't need to be in pod state for that. So that's good. I'm just not totally sure of what Bread's route will be. Amarith is still working on Hair to Swamp.
I'm thinking I think what might be occurring here is a little bit of this is the second part of a doubleheader.
Oh yeah, I was thinking you would say that. Yeah, we're 4 hours in, essentially, since the start of
the
their...
last feed was a doozy.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it ended after... I don't know what the final time was. It was about 2 hours.
Yeah, I think Bread finished around 2 hours.
Okay, I thought this might happen. We have full resources now for Bread. 25 and 35 bombs and arrows.
Pond of Happiness makes out with a fortune for Nolan.
Yes. Bread is setting up a high index again. I think he might still have a high index, but to be on the safe side, let's do it again. Another way to do this is, since we're saving and quitting anyway, is we could just shoot 2 arrows and then use the powder and just watch the powder. And we want to save and quit around the same frame that we do this transition. So it works in the same way, it's just less fuss. We just have to know when to do the save and quit. Amarith gets it. Good. Okay. So Amarith does not have flippers, so most likely will not be going to Argus. It's possible. Well, yeah, it's possible with the spin YBA. I guess that's what I would do in this situation.
I just don't know what the current status on Amarith's potions is.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, this is a Turtle Rock play for Bread. This makes sense because he does not have the medallion. Maybe he'll just find it here. And he's sort of like, I think he's sort of stopping the door delete play. He did that part, but he's not going for the Meyer dupe yet.
I think he's doing his last crystal dungeon as part of it. I think what we were seeing with the Ledgepog is he doesn't have the big key for TR, so he's setting up for
a hook push directly into the Trinex's boss room. This is takes a bit of setup to get this right. Oh, right. This is just the stuck hook. So this is not so bad. But how are we going to do this? We get the release. Very good. Zoom into the Trinex room.
I want to say 6 arrows into the wall because we had red boomerang instead of blue boomerang.
I believe it. Yeah, I don't know how that works out. And Brad takes down Trinex.
Got some of those arrows we used back.
Yes.
Honestly, with how many arrows it took to get there, that's not a bad thing. And now all that remains is the completion of the the completion of the completion of Meyer.
Mm-hmm. So Amarith is in Spectacle Rock Cave. This looks like a play into Eastern. I'm not sure if it is. According to our tracker, she knows it's a pendant. This could be very, very interesting. I'm not really sure what she wants to do here.
And this looks like a door deletion.
Right. So, I don't understand why Bread didn't do this already. Because he was in cave state and unlocked the door, but then he didn't delete the door. In my mind, he already did that, but of course I didn't see it. It's just something I sort of assumed. So that's the next step that Brad needs to do the Meyer dupe. And there he goes. He gets it. All right, now's the time to return to pod. Looks like it. Amarith is into pod as well. So, I'm not sure what
This is Amarith's first trip to pod.
Oh. Yes. If I were Amarith at this point, I would be 100% sure there'd be an ice rod here. But there's just not, unfortunately. Not to mention a sword. Really, seems like pod is completely empty.
I actually don't remember anything important. The only thing of note there was the meds.
Well, the mirror. The mirror was helpful.
And the mirror. Right, the mirror was here. I remember calling that out now.
Yeah. So Amarith has that now. It's just not really what she's looking for. So this will be Bread-kun's wrong warp. Back to Hera. So Bread will be going from Hera to Hyrule Castle sewers, then taking the transition to swap dungeon IDs, then return to Hera and dupe the crystal at the Moldorm Arena. So he gets the bomb clip to get to the sewers. And he'll go straight through the shutter door, which is actually open. And now we're back. So if Bread-kun were to map here, we would see Crystal, or Dungeon 6, or maybe not Dungeon 6, but Misery Mire. Okay, that's interesting. Bread-kun got a double hookshot miss slot. I don't know if he knows that. So this isn't going to release in the expected way. What he could do is hookshot down or left, and that would oh, that didn't actually work the way I thought it would work either. All right, we go again. So
Well, the problem is he can't set
Yeah.
the index now.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to go again. We're going to go all the way through escape to the key rat and then do a YBA.
I hope he has a back. He might have a backup potion just in case that happened too.
Yeah, I think so. That's what the plan is. There's the bread. Will we be... Yeah, let's get some more light in here. It'll give us some more time as well. Oh no, we missed the YBA. Okay, unfortunate. I think that's going to be the end of this play. Unless... Could it be a huge mirror door play? No. So a mirror door is possible, but difficult.
I'm trying to think. Does he have to redo Trinex now?
I don't think so. I really hope not, but I don't think so. All right, so Bread-kun will go again. Yeah, I'm quite surprised he got a double hookshot miss slot. I don't really know how he did that. It just happens occasionally, depending on your setup. And the double, if you see it happening, you can take advantage of it, and it's as easy as pressing Y to release it. You don't have to fill Ancilla slots, but you do have to know. You have to recognize it and know what it can do. Basically, you just have to press Y away from a wall. Okay, Bread is not sure whether to jump back in. I wonder what he wants to do first. I think he's ready.
I think that's also partly the, did I delete the door before or after saving?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. And even if it's not deleted, I think that we could use the hook push to get through the door. I really hope not, though. You know, I think it might not be deleted. Well, I'm not sure, still. I don't remember how Brad left Hera, but we'll see.
We'll see about time Bread bonks into the door.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, it's a black screen for Amarith.
I think she's lost in Dark Maze.
I've been there, and it's really tough. There's a little shortcut you can... Well, not a shortcut. There's a trick you can use if you need to know your position in the room. You can map, but you have to be in a dungeon to do that. You can't map in Cave State. So it just makes it all the more lonely to be stuck in this room.
think it's just seed fatigue taking place.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's always a way out. That's the thing about this. Oh, I didn't see. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, this is going to be fine, but basically, Brad didn't get through the door. So, indeed, he'll just push through.
Yeah, so now he has to push through.
It happened again. Okay. So, there's a couple of things. First of all, like I said, we can release that double hook shot miss slot. But Brett doesn't know how to do that. Another thing is he could potentially turn the double into a single by releasing from the initial position or behind the hook shot. But there's not really a point in that. And that's even more obscure. Okay, so Bread-kun will play it safe, delete the door one more time.
Maybe save after deleting the door.
Yeah. So here we go, back to the door delete. Bread-kun is also makes sure to stand on a star tile because star tiles are connected to STCs, and so doing so prevents VRAM corruption. All right, so there's the save and quit.
It's kind of interesting to find out what in this game is linked to each other's effects.
Yeah, right. So, meanwhile, there's a bit of a standoff between my two cats. So if I go away for a second, I'm calming them down.
I think we are now going to go back and go to pod for the wrong warp again.
Yes, indeed. Time for another Kiki skip.
Poor Kiki. We're skipping around the money requirements so many times.
Yeah, I have not seen Kiki in No Logic. Kiki's kind of a fun meme in vanilla speedrunning because he has RNG to how high he hops, but we don't get to see Kiki in this tournament essentially. All right, statue drag for Amarith. She doesn't get first attempt.
I know she is not a fan of statue drag, so...
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what went wrong.
It really is funny to just fall consistently down the tower.
Yeah. I like falling into the Moldorm arena and fighting Moldorm personally.
Is there a spot to do that?
Well, you fall directly into Moldorm from the wrong warp.
Alright, you just go back up the stairs.
Well, if sprites are loaded, you can fight immediately. We might be talking about two different things.
Probably. And we did not bonk off the door this time.
All right. So Bread-kun still has a chance here to use to use a stuck push. So let's see if he goes for it. I feel like he might be getting a stuck hook because of sword beams, but I'm not sure. We'll see what his strat is. Oh. Oh, okay. Here we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Very good. So Bread-kun will be climbing. In that case, I don't think Bread-kun needed to walk to the right, because left transitions are normally okay.
But I do think it's better to be safe than risk anything.
Oh. I think I saw Amarith go for a slash on Helma. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a sword upgrade. But
The only other one we know is in Meyer Bridge chest.
oh, she doesn't have the bow yet. Oh my gosh. This is a tough fight still. So Bread-kun does it. He gets the Meyer Crystal.
Meyer Crystal in Tower of Hera, where it belongs.
Yeah.
But
And
Meyer
that
Crystal in Tower of Hera, access from Palace of Darkness.
And
through Hyrule Castle.
That's right. Bread-kun now has 7 crystals. And by the way, all crystal bosses defeated, I believe. And
we picked up 5 of them in dungeon. Swamp, we picked up the Argus kill from desert, and which dungeon we do Vitreous from? Also desert.
That was desert. Yeah, desert's really an all-purpose dungeon. All roads lead out of desert.
And into Tower of Hera.
That's right. And so now it's time for Aga too. So Bread-kun is setting up an STC, and we'll just break the camera, and that is going to allow him to fall into the lava. It's the lava dive. We get a rainbow version of Bread.
And of Aga.
And of Aga, that's right. All right, Aga 2's down.
I don't know what Amarith's potion situation is.
Okay, so this is just so unfortunate. Amarith is not finding the items. One of them we know, there is an ice rod on Cold Stare. There's also an ice rod on Pendant Armos. But a sword would be nice. Okay, so Bread-kun, going into the Ganon fight, has tempered sword. It's basically an NMG fight.
Very careful use of the cape to avoid using too much magic, because really doesn't want to miss Torch Glitch here either. Because we don't have any magic refills in our bottles, because our money situation has been not amazing.
Oh yeah.
It's Torch Glitch, so
Good. It would be pretty tough for Bread to complete the fight without Torch Glitch, but he does have half magic if anything like that happened.
It wouldn't be impossible, it would just be a lot more difficult than it needs to be.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, so Bread-kun is looking pretty steady here.
And 12 spins in. Ganon's dead.
And there we go. GG's to Bread-kun for completing this seed.
And the series.
That is 2 wins. All right. So, once again, audio switches to Amarith as she continues on, and we do hear the sounds of Cadence of Hyrule.
I don't know if it's Cadence or if it's Crypto the Necrodancer, but either way.
Uh-huh. And we are joined by Bread. Hello, GG's. Congrats.
GG's Bread.
The ending could have gone a lot better, significantly, but, you know.
Yeah, that's okay. It's been a long road for both of you tonight, and, you know, no logic struggles are occurring in the second seed, so how did you feel about the seed overall?
I mean, it was pretty nice compared to the first one. Actually got glitching items for pretty early.
Yeah.
That was nice.
And we are joined by Amarith. GG's to you.
Hello.
I did enjoy putting in the effort to set up tree warp real quick, and then like the next check later was a sword and mire, so that was cool.
I know. I was gonna ask you about that right away. Obviously, it was a bit of an annoyance. So, would you have tree warped for tempered? I don't think you would, but
probably not. But it was a situation where I was like, okay, I'm definitely in go mode. I would rather have this sword for the upcoming Vidi fight and all that. Like, with the fights coming up, I'd rather just get the sword out now.
Yeah, exactly.
And I may pull a tempered along the way, but I'd rather just have it because there's no guarantees.
Yep. So like you said, that first. Do we want to talk about the first seed first, or before we forget? That was such an empty seed. And
I wasn't here for it, so I don't know what was in it.
Doing doing pretty much almost the entirety of Light World had like a boomerang, and that was it.
Yeah. So JD commented on that. So we won't say too much about that, but yeah, that was so empty at the beginning, and it was just very hard for you all to complete that seed.
I don't know. First seed felt a lot better to me.
Oh, it did.
I honestly thought I had a way to dupe that sword, and I'm sure there's a way. I'm sure there's some way to do it from pod or something. But at first I thought I had a way to do the sword, then I realized, okay, maybe I don't, or maybe I just don't know off the top of my head.
Oh, that's right.
I'm just gonna keep opening and pray.
Right. So in that seed, I forgot about that being a key situation. There was a sword in behind Ice Armos. So one way to deal with that is to do a north STC from the fairy room door in Hookshot Cave. So it's a subtile, but doing an STC there will copy the fairy room.
I thought they were all auto doors, so you couldn't STC.
You can STC in an auto door, actually, in a north auto door.
Okay.
Or west. You can STC in those kinds, but it's lesser known. You have to bomb snap into position, then you simply press Y, pick up, and throw your block. And then
it just sets you in. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That makes sense. All right. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know.
It is good. Yeah, but in that seed, I don't think you had Moon Pearl, did you? It was just tough to get to navigate around.
I think maybe I got it like the very end of this. Yeah, I think I got like super late
Mm-hmm.
in the seed.
Moonpearl
But
was in like chess game in the first one, I think,
no,
or
it
something
was.
like that.
I don't think it was chess game. I would have had a lot
It,
earlier.
it was something around there because I did Vu, got the mirror, and then I remember the Moonpearl came up shortly after.
I can't remember.
I
But-
wasn't here. So.
Okay, so yeah, Leaf and I watched this seed and commented on this one. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah. So
Nice crystal
unfortunately, Amarith couldn't find a sword. This was a little tricky. There was one in Misery Mire bridge chest, and that was tempered for bread right after tree warping that sword from Mini Moldarm Cave. And there were 2 ice rods, one found at Armos, and then one at Cold Stare.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
Yeah, that was just such a heartbreaking fight. You had very little in the way of resources to get through.
Were there any bows in the seed or the lamb? I'm just
The bow was on pyramid.
Yeah, I got bow from Pyramid because I did back of escape into to Pyramid Ledge. Technically, I could have just gone there with Moonpearl. I technically could just walk there with Moonpearl because Moonpearl is just that damn.
free.
Yeah, I could have just walked there at some point, but I mean, I was like, back with escape. I'll just do this now. Yeah, the bow. I mean, the bow helped. Honestly, mostly just I mostly just use it to kill stuff and then to set up ledge pogging. That was about it.
Yeah. And did you consider just not using a ledge, Bread? Because you could simply save and quit during your powder. Powder.
Yeah, I know that's the way to do. I know, but I don't know. I was like, I'm gonna get this damn thing to work.
I appreciate that. Yeah. So there you go.
Also, I'm not sure what happened when I did the first death hole in desert that straight up had like the rando crash screen.
Oh, that's
We actually
right.
did get that explained.
Yeah, I don't know if I explained that right, but yeah, you had an Ancilla in slot 0, and that crash occurs when that happened. So I'm not sure. Was that a slot 0 block? Maybe.
It usually happens when you have to reset the block after the first block,
Mhm.
because you got placed in the wrong spot. The best way to avoid it is just
So was
detonate
it
the block
because? Huh. Maybe things got messed up when I STC'd into Thieves and like came back and basically did a second STC. I don't know. Oh,
Another way that it occurs is if you use 2 bombs in a row. You want to make sure your first bomb is, if you use a bomb by accident, that has to be completely gone, and then you just place another bomb.
okay.
You want your bomb usage to be in slot 1.
Okay. Yeah, because I've never ended up having another death hole. I was like, huh. I mean, at least I didn't lose a lot. I mean, I technically didn't lose anything because I had just gotten a save quit from a death warp. So
Yeah.
I didn't lose any progress. It was just annoying to just walk back and do it again. But
Shouts to Red Pale and the mirror not showing up for a while,
Yeah.
making that death warp even harder.
And Amarith, other thoughts about this seed from you?
Just that cold stare was terrible, and that kind of like just deteriorated from there as I just like started to wear out and just get super tired on this one because
Oh yeah.
I hate doing back-to-backs, but I like don't mind them every once in a while. It's just like this one just kind of worked because it was like I can't find anything. Where is anything?
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm getting so bored with this seed because I'm not finding anything to make this interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel you on that.
struggle. Yep.
Unfortunately, that does end Amarith's run through the No Logic tournament.
To no one's surprise.
You've joined me down here.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
GG on.
But like I said the
making it
other
to
day,
here.
plenty of time to still comment many more games that are upcoming. So
Good to hear. Yeah.
When
The
just pulling
tournament
up the bracket
continues.
now.
And one more mention to Bread about the double hookshot miss slots you're getting in the Hyrule Castle sewers. You were getting, I guess, doubles by accident. You can release those, but yeah. So I would just look into that. One thing you can do is just, if you see that happening, you can press Y to release them, and it makes things a lot easier. But it's just getting them is usually an accident.
Yeah. Yeah, I so most of my hook pushing knowledge is from like, I don't know, 2 years ago when it was like kind of starting to crop up a bit.
Yeah.
I haven't quite picked up on the very fancy new setups and seen
Yeah.
people use ice rods to set
Yeah, it's getting fancy. Yeah.
index.
Looking bracket, looks like Bread's next opponent is waiting on the matchup between Prior 57 and Trey Spire. And I'll be honest, I do know who Amarith, Bread, and I are rooting for this matchup.
oh hey, wait, we got another name matchup. We got a Prior Inspire.
Yeah, that's exactly
Oh.
right. That happened today.
Prior into Prior Inspire. So.
Yep.
Well, on the plus side for Prior, I do know that won't be the hardest matchup for Prior's schedule. Trey likes his afternoon races.
Oh, good.
That should work out pretty well.
Yeah. I guess any final thoughts about the races or the tournament?
Thank you, Chex, for the very quick video to pull up the tree warp because I forgot how to do it, and I had that on my monitor. Just follow that real quick.
I'm glad.
I appreciate that that the person who recorded the tree warp video was on commentary today. That is the best news I've heard today.
Appreciate it. Glad it was helpful. Yeah, you kept your resources up with 35. I don't know if you had it at the time, but 35 arrows and 25 bombs. So that is helpful to have a lot of resources. Because when I went for it in my race, I failed it based on having low bomb counts. You want at least 6, usually. Rupees, arrows, and bombs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been a fan of just getting the upgrade fairy right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point I bought arrows just because I was at like 3 arrows and I couldn't think of where to route in a couple arrow drops, so I said, screw it. Just buy some.
That works.
It's because you had just done, I think it was several ledge pogs for the swamp dupe and the miner clear.
Mm-hmm. All right, so it sounds like we're wrapping up. Thank you both for running 2 seeds in a row. It was great to watch, and Leaf, fun to commentate with you. Any final thoughts from you to take us out of here?
Pleasure working with you, Chex. As always, we do encourage following the runners, and big thanks to Other Tom for tracking. And since we technically didn't really get to shout out the earlier race on a proper conclusion, shouts to JD Silvergun commentating game 1, and was it Malmo tracking game 1?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So, yeah, I believe that about does it for us.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Have a great night, everybody.